Hi, this is Bill Durden again, and delighted to be with you and to share another, actually a kind of a mini series of letters to a young student, all with one theme. And I'm going to wait to the last, the third letter, to ask you your questions for consideration. But I think this is so important, what I want to talk about. This is another soft operative skill that may be very important to you in college and beyond in your job. And this is the skill of not underestimating any of your experience, not belittling it, not dismissing it, because you never know where innovation, where creativity, where what you need will come from ultimately. It could be either what you read, what you see, what you do. Let's treat this. I want to use, again, my own experience. And this is one that's very simple, but kind of was very exciting, actually. I was invited to go to London a while ago and to give a speech. And I did that. And there was a gala, a dinner, and I sat at the dinner table. And there were some interesting people about me, I could tell that. And the gentleman to my left, an Englishman, said that, asked me a question. And he said, excuse me, he said, do you know the Spice Girls? I said, well, yes, I've heard of them. He said, can you name them? Well, this was quite an odd situation. It turned out he was CEO of EMI Records, with whom they had been recording. And I looked at him and I said, yes. Now remember, he didn't think that. I was, quote, an academic, and didn't think I had any interest in popular culture. And I said, oh, yes, and I named them. And he looked at me and said, my goodness, my goodness. And he leaned over, and there was a gentleman on the other side with whom I hadn't chatted, and he said, Andrew, he said, this gentleman knows a bit about us, and I think you should chat with him. Well, this gentleman on my other side had quite a serious topic. He wanted to talk about the United States, politics, policy. And at the end of the conversation, he looked at me and said, what are you doing tomorrow? Would you have time to come to 10 Downing Street and have tea? I thought, well, why not? So went the next day, went to 10 Downing. This was before 9/11. And I just went to the front gate. The Bobbies were there. I said my name. They said, oh, yeah, come on in. And they said, knock on the door. I said, which door? They said, knock on 10 Downing. Okay. And I knocked on 10 Downing. And Andrew was there. Now this is since he is Lord Andrew Adonis. And he invited, my wife was also with me, invited us to the floor landing. We had tea for 2 hours. He grilled me on all sorts of subjects, and particularly the American mind and how we think and our creativity. And then he looked at me and said, the Prime Minister would like to speak to you. This was Tony Blair. But he's in the office now with the president of France, and so you go back to the U.S. and we'll email you, and you can come back over. And I thought, oh, sure, right, all right. So I did go back. I was at Dickinson College as president at the time. A week later, bing, in comes the return address, 10 Downing Street. You are scheduled to be the private tutor to the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom on Monday. Please get in a plane tomorrow, and we'll take care of everything. Incredible. I went to 10 Downing again. I had an intense and lively discussion with the Prime Minister about, again, the American mind, talent, ability. And this then, I found out later, turned into a major effort, tens of millions of pound effort in the UK to expand academic ability. And it affected my relationship in so many ways with the United Kingdom from that point forward. So it became an interesting part of my profession and my outreach into the world. And again, the key is here. This was a little secret. On my flight over, I just picked up People magazine, or was it Us? And in there was an article on the Spice Girls. I read it. I didn't put any pretensions. No, I'm a German scholar. No, I read it. Who knows? And turns out it was the information I needed. I did not dismiss it. So I urge you, and I'm going to have 2 more of these little letters and videos. I want you to please, please don't dismiss anything. You never know when it'll come in handy. Thank you.